You come here with the American Society of Magical Negroes, looking back at your background, getting a sense of who you are as a person. You're coming from an acting world, also from a comedic landscape and a writing background, not necessarily screenplays, but on stage and whatnot. And when I'm reading the text for this, there's certain supernatural elements. I was curious about what period this is in, and if there is a little bit of that comedic background that you inserted into this storyline.
Yeah, so the film is set right now, and it's definitely a growth from my background in comedy as an improviser and comedy writer and performer. And to me, comic exaggeration is one of the cleanest, most evocative ways to talk about some of the harder to talk about elements of being a person of color in America. And so that's very much what this script plays with. And it's not explicitly political in that it's not talking about policy or laws or anything like that, but anytime you're messing around with those themes, it ends up being political.
Outside of film references, what are some of the strong visual, oral, tonal elements that you were thinking about when conceiving the screenplay? What are you thinking out in your dreamscape palette, let's say?
Well, one of the things that I think is exciting about this piece is I don't have a great tonal comp for it, which is, I think, part of what makes it singular. It's very much a comedy. It's a heartwarming comedy in a lot of ways. I think people will feel energized and lifted by it at the end, but it is also a racial satire with some real teeth to it. So it's not afraid to bite, while at the same time it will pour something nice on the wound before you leave.
Yeah. You're going to bring some Band-Aids to the game.
Exactly, yeah.
One of the things is you go in the labs and you know they rip you apart, they tear you apart, they break you into pieces. I'm always curious about what if you were on the right track, if there's things that were confirmed, and then also other things that said, hey, you know what, you might want to change this or that. I was wondering if you had a little bit of both.
Yeah, so I definitely both had things that were confirmed that were working in the piece, and also things that I'm really excited to go, maybe take in a different direction. But what I would say was that the advisors, rather than sort of ripping apart my script, they were really excited about trying to understand it really well and understand what I was trying to say with it, and help me identify the places where that was already successful. And they were very generous about that, but also trying to help me find ways where I could say what I wanted to say. So it wasn't dissection for the sake of. It was really just trying to help me tell this, I think, very important, interesting story better.
Great.